Hello everybody. In this video, I'll be talking about the Get Into Medicine conference which I have recently attended. It's run by Medic Mentor. It costs £50 for a place, but spaces are free if you have attended the Medic Mentor virtual work experience, and it runs virtually due to COVID-19. So in this video, I'll be going over all the key information I have learned from attending this conference, but I would strongly recommend you to go as well because it is very beneficial and makes the application to medicine easier to understand. So the first thing that they told us was that medicine is very, very competitive. There are around 80,000 applicants per year, but only 8,000 students are accepted. So to stand out as an applicant, you need to be in the top 10%. And to be in the top 10%, you need to think out of the box and you need to try to be unique and go the extra mile. So I'll be breaking down all the tips and advice Medic Mentor gave us over the course of the conference into 3 chunks. The first part of the video will be around academics. The next part will be about the non-academic activities you could do to make yourself more likely to be successful. And the last part is about the actual application process itself. So now I'll be talking about the academic requirements. So for the GCSEs, you need 8 to 9 GCSEs, preferably at grades 7 to 9. For A-levels, you need at least 3 A's. Chemistry is often compulsory for most medical schools, and biology is sometimes compulsory. And for the third A level, another subject like you could choose another subject like maths, physics, humanities, or even a language. The thing is, there are some medical schools which do not accept certain A levels, such as critical thinking, general studies, citizenship, etc. So you have to make sure to check the different A-level requirements for the different medical schools you want to apply to before you make your A-level choices. And lots of people wonder if you should do 3 or 4 A-levels. Doing 4 A-levels does not make you more likely to get into medicine. Rather, it could cause you to get lower grades than if you just did 3. So for example, if you did biology, chemistry, maths, and physics, you could get grades A, B. But say if you would have only done 3, biology, chemistry, and maths, and received A star, A star, A star, that means you would have been more likely to be successful. So it's only advisable to do 4 A levels if you are confident that you will get the highest grades across all of them. To make yourself stand out even more, you could do more activities, such as an EPQ. You could pick a medical topic to research. You could also do e-learning courses such as FutureLearn, OpenLearn, WHO courses, and this shows universities that you are dedicated to getting a career in medicine. You could also complete other qualifications such as first aid, online research courses, etc. Now for the non-academic activities. One which is really talked about a lot is work experience, and this is because it is very important. It shows how you are dedicated to getting more of an insight into medicine before you make the informed decision to actually do it. So work experience could be at a care home, walk-in clinic, hospital, GP, pharmacy, hospice, etc. However, some medical schools understand how hard it is to get work experience in a clinical setting, so they accept non-medical work experience as long as you can show how you have learned skills which are transferable to a career in medicine. So one top tip that a medical school student told us about was that when you're applying for work experience, you should send letters instead of emails because emails are very likely to be left unread and they can easily be ignored. But letters means that they're more likely to actually reply and give you a response. With COVID-19, it is even more difficult to find work experience. However, there are many virtual work experience that you can take part in. So there's the Medic Mentor virtual work experience, which I briefly talked about. There's also a virtual work experience run by Brighton and Sussex Medical School. And lastly, there's also Observer GP by RCGP, but this is only for 16 years olds and over. I have made a video about the virtual work experience where I talk more about the separate work experience and what they offer. So I'll put the video in the link down below so you can find out more. And the thing that you need to know about work experience is that it's quality over quantity. Medical schools don't really ask for certificates or proof of the different work experience you've done. Rather, they want to know about the skills you have learned and your reflections that you have made. Another thing that's really important is volunteering, which is unpaid work. You need at least a minimum of 2 weeks volunteering to show that you have a commitment to caring. So volunteering could be at a care home, hospice, etc. But it's also hard to find volunteering during the pandemic. But you could help the NHS by, say, making reusable masks, shopping for the elderly and vulnerable, etc. I will soon post a video on all the virtual volunteering opportunities you could be doing. So please do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Now, I'm going to talk about medical wider reading. Medical wider reading is extremely vital. You should know about the current affairs in medicine as well as medical ethics, the history of medicine, etc. You'll need to be able to discuss and debate these topics because it is very likely that you will be asked about them in your medical school interview. For example, applicants this year may be asked about coronavirus. So to broaden your knowledge on medicine, you should read a range of magazines and autobiographical books such as The New Scientist, Medic Mentor magazine, and books such as Do No Harm by Henry Marsh and Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. The Medic Mentor have a reading list full of books that you could read to help you gain more of an insight into medicine. So I'll put the link down in the description box below. You could also do more activities to build up your CV. For example, the Duke of Edinburgh Award, but this is very common and a lot of people do it. So it might not really make yourself stand out as much as you want to. So an alternative to this is the awards program, which is run by Medic Mentor, where you complete all the non-academic activities required for medical school. So work experience, wider reading, etc. It just puts it all on one platform and makes it much easier for you to do the non-academic activities. So year 10 would do the bronze level, year 11 would do the silver, and year 12 would do the gold. It costs £50 and you get a pass, merit, or distinction grade. So this seems like a very good opportunity and I would advise you to do it. You could also mentor other students like on a national scale or complete extracurricular activities like sport. During the conference, they mentioned a medical student who, to make herself stand out, made an Instagram page where she really loved makeup. She had a hobby of makeup and she merged it with medicine, and she, on her Instagram page, she put a lot of videos and pictures about how she used makeup to make fake wounds. So it's really important. Maybe you can try merging your hobbies with something medical to help yourself stand out even more. Now, the application process. When applying for medical school, you have 4 university choices for a medicine degree and 1 choice of university for a different degree. Most people do 4 med schools to study medicine, and then for their 5th choice, they do something like biomedicine. And the UCAS deadline for medicine is at 5 p.m. on the 15th of October every year. But one of the common mistakes most applying students do is that they leave everything late and have to rush everything. So, for example, work experience, volunteering, extracurricular activities, as well as personal statements and interviews are all rushed towards the year 12 and year 13. So sometimes it's better to start a bit earlier. So say if you start in year 11 and you do your work experience and your volunteering in year 11, so that by the time you come into sixth form or college, you're more focused on your personal statement and your interview, etc. Now, I'll be talking about personal statements. When applying to medical school, you'll need a personal statement. They must be maximum of 4,000 characters and 47 line long. So you should include the following: why you want to study medicine, why you would make a good medical student, and ultimately why you'd be a good doctor, and also give evidence of this, referring how you've demonstrated the essential skills and qualities needed for a medical student and a doctor. And personal statements can be really important because it helps universities differentiate between 2 potential students if they have the same grades. So personal statements help them decide which one would be better for that course or university. So the top tip that they've given us in terms of personal statement is not just to make your teacher proofread over your personal statement. You should ask qualified doctors or current medical students for their opinions too, to help you seem more successful. And for entrance exam, most medical schools have entrance exams such as the UCAT, BMAT, or GAMSAT, which helps them see if the applicants have the correct problem-solving and critical skills needed for a career in medicine. So to revise for these exams, you should use a cramming method, around 100 questions a day for 4 to 6 weeks before the exam. This helps you become quicker and more effective when answering the questions. For the UCAT test, you need a score of 680 to 740 to be successful. So to revise for these exams, you could use the following resources: a CGP book for the BMAT, 6Med, MedicMind, Kaplan, the Medic Portal, etc. If you know of any other good resources, put it down as a comment in the description box below. Now for interviews. Most medical schools have interviews to determine which students should be accepted. There are different interview methods, one of them being MMIs, which are mini interviews across 5 to 10 different stations, each lasting for about 5 to 10 minutes. This can be a very good method because you can have a fresh start every time you move stations. However, it can mean that you do not have enough time to connect with the interviewers and leave a lasting impact. Make sure that when you're going to your interviews, you're dressed professionally, and just make sure that you show your passion for medicine as much as you can to leave a lasting impact. So common interview topics include the following: how did you gain an insight into medicine? Why you want to be a doctor? What work experience have you completed? You may be given ethical case studies or medical legal scenarios, which is why I said it was important to know about medical ethics, about community involvement. You could also be asked about your social, cultural, and extracurricular activities. It would be beneficial to have some answers roughly prepared, but do not memorize all of your answers because you may come across as robotic and monotonous, which can make you seem less passionate for studying medicine, which is precisely what you don't want to do. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it very, very helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on any of my new videos. Thank you.